welcome back to my channel. In today's video I am going to be covering the long-awaited Emirates Q&A. So thank you guys for sending me your questions in bulk loads. Because I have had so many, I have decided to make this video into a two-parter. So make sure that before we go any further that you do subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss part 2, which will be coming very shortly. Also, I feel like today is going to be a long video and it will be a lot of talking. So make sure you grab yourself something to drink, preferably alcoholic and sparkling, but anything will do. So then let's get started and let's spill the tea.
The Q&A! The Q&A!
No? So first of all, let's start off by answering a lot of the basic questions which I did get asked over and over again. And I'll do this by giving you a little bit of a background story. So basically I worked for Emirates for 2.5 years. With Emirates you start in economy and work your way up. So you can't join and instantly work in business class or first class. Everybody that's new starts in economy. So my time with Emirates, I was working in economy, which is why I seem to have a lot of really funny stories because hell knows everything interesting happens in economy. So what am I doing now? Let me tell you all about this. So I met a passenger Christmas Eve on my flight from Rio de Janeiro to Buenos Aires. Didn't really think anything of it. He was a guy, he was cute, I was interested in him. We talked, we exchanged messages over a long period of time. We met up, we went on a few dates, and I am currently living together in Buenos Aires, which is in Argentina, for those of you who don't know like I didn't. So if any of you are planning on coming anytime soon, hit me up so we can catch some coffee. So yeah, at the moment I have been writing a few books. I've published a book on Amazon about the cabin crew interview process, and I'm currently writing a book on working as a cabin crew, dishing the tea, dishing the gossip, telling you all about my the funniest passenger stories, what the sneaky captains and pilots get up to on the layovers. Just a bit of everything. I'm also relearning how to roller skate for those of you who, are interested in what I actually do at night time. Yeah, so a bit of everything. And I'm looking after the dog who has just disappeared and doesn't want to be on camera anymore. So let's move on to another question. So somebody asked, if you don't particularly like flying, how come you pursued the job and, for example, not work on a cruise ship? So basically I chose flying because for me I thought it was the fastest way of getting from A to B. The opportunity to live in Dubai seemed fantastic. And honestly, it was just something completely new, completely different. I studied law at university, and after I finished uni, I wasn't sure whether I wanted to pursue law or whether I just fancied something else and I wanted to travel. So for me, this was the best way of traveling. I got paid to travel. In Dubai, you have a tax-free salary, which is incredible. So yeah, for me, that's why I chose the career. Not so much because it was my dream to be an air hostess, but just because it was my dream to travel the world and I couldn't afford to. So yeah, that's why I chose to work as a flight attendant. So next, somebody asked, what was your worst and favourite country that I have been to? So my favourite country I would say is Mauritius. I also had a great time in New York, which I love. There's lots of stories about those. Obviously, I liked the beach and I liked shopping, so those two I think were my favourite layovers. Also, Phuket was a beautiful hotel, and in summer, that layover was just fantastic. All the crew always is up for a good time in Bangkok. A lot of the time, it's not about the country that you're in, it's about the crew that you have on that day. You can be in the most beautiful place in the world, but if you don't have a good crew, then it really doesn't matter. My worst place I have ever been, every flight pretty much to India was not so much fun, and Pakistan. Those flights, they seem to be rushed, passengers wanted things a lot. They was not enjoyable days at work at all. My least favourite layover destination, I think I would say, I don't know. Yeah, and this is gonna sound weird. One of my worst layovers I had was actually in Dallas. No shade on the place. I think the place is gorgeous. I just didn't have a good time on the layover. I couldn't wait to get back on the plane and leave. And for me, that was justifying me having a bad layover. So yeah. Someone wants to know about the Emirates interview process. I feel like that warrants me making another video on, just because I mean, it's like a 4/5 step process from beginning to end. Yeah, you start off with open days, then you start off with group interviews, then you start off with one-to-one interviews, then there's this whole waiting segment. From start to finish, the whole process can take up like a few months. I think it's about 2 to 3 months, especially with waiting from hearing that you've got the job to actually moving to Dubai. The whole interview process is long, it's lengthy, and it is quite stressful, and it can be quite difficult to get through. Like I said, I have wrote a book on that. I will put the link down below in the description box, but I probably will end up making another video on that, so yeah, stay tuned for that one. Someone put, who the fuck poops on seats? You guys, seriously, if you've seen my video before, yeah, you all know that was just one of those experiences in my life that I will never forget. I wish I would have screenshotted it. I actually did send a picture once to my boyfriend at the time, like, look what I've just seen on the seats. I wish I still had that. I'll see if I can dig that up, and I'll find that. If I find that, I'll post that, because yeah, that was gross. Someone said, next question, do they hire male cabin crew? Of course! You're just as important as the female cabin crew, if not more important, because sometimes there's that many female cabin crew. The male cabin crew can really make us have a better time. They tend to be a lot more relaxed, a lot more chilled. They're a lot better at lifting like heavy bags up. So of course they hire male cabin crew. So guys, if you're wanting to apply and you're not sure, do it. You'll have a great time. And especially if you're single, there's hundreds of girls. So yeah, get applying. The next question was, do you know when they will start recruiting again? I'm sorry, I actually don't know. I know you can just keep checking on the website underneath the careers section. Just keep going back and looking. I know sometimes they only want people from a specific destination, or they're looking for a specific, you know, we want people only from the United Arab Emirates, or, you know, we're not looking for people from Asia. I don't know, just keep checking on the website. I think that's the best thing you can do. Get your info from the source, because yeah, everyone else might be wrong. Someone says, my height is 154 centimeters. Can I become an air hostess? So about this, in the interview there is a small reach test before you continue through anything else. It's one of the first things you do. You walk in, you reach. It's kind of weird. Basically for Emirates, you have to be able to reach 212 centimeters. Now this is just so that you can close the hat racks on the plane. Honestly, I don't know. You'll have to test this yourself, guys. Like, I am only 5'3". I don't know what that translates to in centimeters, but I can reach that to 212 centimeters, and I'm quite short. So if you're like me and you're on the small end, just think tall thoughts. Keep practicing at home. Wear big heels. I don't know. I think they make you take your shoes off, actually. Yeah, so just think tall. Try, like, I don't know, walk around like a ballerina for a few weeks. Just break in those toes a bit and reach a bit higher. Do you feel that being cabin crew, especially those who do long haul and international flights, would struggle to maintain a family or relationship, being that you travel a lot? Now this is a really good question. Obviously, I'm just going to give you the experience of working for Emirates. Now you do travel a lot, you do get a lot of long haul flights. You are able to swap them after a while, so if you didn't want to do as many long hauls, you can swap and just do turnarounds. It can be quite difficult, and it can put a strain on a relationship, because obviously you're always in and out. You find that you miss Christmases, you can miss birthdays, you can miss celebrations, you can miss family events. So in that sense, yeah, it can really be quite difficult. Relationships as well, if you want to work with Emirates, you have to move to Dubai. I would probably suggest having a conversation, you know, about, you know, would you move out to Dubai with me? Would you be okay doing a long distance relationship? Because it can be really quite difficult. Obviously, you can go 5 days on a layover, like a multi-sector where you won't see each other for. So I think if you had like a young family, or, you know, quite a serious relationship, it could be quite difficult. So it definitely is something to think about if, you know, if this is a job that you want to do and it's something that you want to pursue. Someone asked, are they really strict with teeth? Obviously, Emirates do have a specific like look that they are looking for. They are quite big on aesthetics. However, I think things like a mole or teeth or a scar, you know, I feel like people nowadays see more problems with themselves than there actually is. just because you don't look like people on Instagram or you don't look like people on the internet, that doesn't mean that you are not like beautiful in your own way. So even if you think I'm not good enough or I don't look the part, you know, you probably do. It's always worth trying something out. Even if you go to the interview and don't get the job, you still tried. Like, don't put yourself down before you even go to get it. Just go and be yourself. Not everything in life is about the way you look. They're not just looking for looks, they're also looking for your personality, how well you work as a team, how well you interact with people, your customer service skills. So don't step yourself back from getting the job before you actually try. Someone said, are you on Instagram? Yes, I am. My account is just Amanda Sharples, so yeah, give us a follow if you've got 5 minutes. You get to see my dog very often. Someone asked, do you prefer working first class or economy? Obviously, I'm not sure. I did work business class a few times when they were short on crew, and I much preferred working business class. It was a little bit more civilized. Obviously, you only have 80 passengers instead of 400, so naturally it is going to be easier. Although when you're on like a long flight, sometimes it can be better to be busy. But yeah, I definitely preferred working business class. I did a few flights working on the lounge bar on the A380 upstairs. That was really good. It was nice and chilled. It was really laid back. I did really enjoy working on the bar upstairs. Yeah, I think that was probably the best place to work. Next, do air hostesses eat the food on planes? Yes, we do, I know. And honestly, we get sick of them. A lot of the time we start taking our own meals with us because, like, obviously for you guys, you only have like chicken or beef or fish. I mean, when you do like 3 flights a week there and back, you tend to find that when you're bored, you just eat. And after a while, they all start to taste the same. Yeah, so we get sick of the food too. A lot of the time, we'll just eat the chicken or like the potatoes. But yeah, after a while, we do tend to bring our own food or just snacks, chocolate bars. Like a lot of people put on weight when they work as an air hostess or flight attendant because literally all we do is snack. It's like just snack-tastic, that job. You literally, whilst you guys are sleeping or watching films, we're sat eating chocolate bars. Someone has asked about the interview process, saying that they don't have any work experience related to customer care at all. Now that's fine. You don't necessarily need training, you don't need work experience to apply for the job. Obviously, if you have worked in a customer relation role before, that will be advantageous. However, it is not absolutely necessary. You don't need to have any previous cabin crew training, you don't need to have done a course, you don't need to have worked in a restaurant, you don't need to have been a waitress, you just need to go in and be you. It's about, the interview process I found with Emirates was more about selling yourself and selling how you think you would fit into their company and into their role, as opposed to, oh, well, I've worked on this and I've done this and I've done this. And a lot, I find that with Emirates, they want to teach you to do the job their way. So maybe in some sense, it could be advantageous that you've not worked for another airline or you've not done a course. Okay, someone asked, what is the Emirates view on scars on the leg, and what conditions must you have before you can have the beige uniform in trousers for ladies? Honestly, I'm not sure. I was never allowed to have the trousers. I think you have to have a specific medical reason for the trousers, but I'm sure if you need them and there's a reason and you have a conversation and you speak to your manager, you speak to the uniform people, they will let you know, and obviously if it's completely necessary, then I'm sure that they will let you have them. Just naturally, as a girl, they give you the skirt. Now the skirt is long, it does cover your knees, so it's not too bad when you bend over. No, it doesn't ride up, no one can see your bum on your knickers or anything. It doesn't give you like, it's not too tight fitting, so people can't see, you know, everything, your business. So yeah. Someone asked, can you tell us about dating in Dubai? The big controversy, you guys. Every time I feel like I go on the news nowadays, it's another thing saying that somebody's been jailed in Dubai for dating. Now let me tell you this. You can have a relationship in Dubai. You can walk around and you can hold hands. That's it. Like, you know, keep the rest of your relationship business indoors. Like, you can't go walking around kissing each other, making out with each other, jumping on top of each other. You know, all that business. I mean, of course, you've got to kind of respect their culture if you want to live in their country. So yeah, you can have a boyfriend. It's completely fine. Just keep the lovey-dovey stuff inside. That is it, and you won't have any problems. Someone said, OMG girl, your nickname should be Viagra. Y'all want to start calling me Viagra from now on? Go ahead, knock yourselves out. I would love that. Viagra Sharples coming at ya. Please, if you enjoyed today's video, press the subscribe button and then subscribe to our channel, because there's always stuff going on. And leave any comments that you want in the comments box down below. And I will see you next time.